contact with a few of my friends that do DJ parties and other events, but it ended up that the Verve found somebody a band that could play for us, and they played for free, so that worked out pretty well.
And they were awesome.
Yeah, they were pretty
really
good.
good.
The band that actually played, they were a group before, like just 2 guys before that night, but they picked up like 2 more band members the night before, so they literally had like 1 practice before they played. I was like, oh, that's great. Because they told me before they started, then they started playing, they're actually pretty good.
They did a lot of cover stuff, and
Yeah.
I actually got their contact, so if anyone needs it.
Yeah, we promised them we'd kind of spread their stuff out once they actually get a page, Facebook page put up and stuff, but I was like the project manager, kind of gave these people all the jobs I needed them to do, and they all did good with that. A lot of the initial jobs that they got, like the radio and stuff, kind of fell through, but they all adapted really well to that. We kind of had to do that through the whole campaign. So for the theme of the party, we use the Pay It Forward party because that's what they do. They have like one big annual Pay It Forward party every year, and they base that in North Carolina, and each one of those they'll raise between like $10,000 and $20,000 just in the night because they have a ton of turnout. It's like you got to pay to show up to it. Yeah, that's about what we got too. But we did it last Thursday on April 25th because it was Dead Week. We were originally going to do it Friday because we would have been able to charge cover for males and females, but they had another event going that night, and they didn't want to do that. And also, Christina pointed out that they had the SAE race that day or something on Friday.
Yeah, the color run was
Yeah.
the next day as well for
So
SAE.
yeah, we didn't want to overlap the color run and like maybe take away some turnout from that, so we switched it to the Thursday. For the expectations, we kind of expected a turnout initially of like between 50 and 100 people, just like a normal kind of Thursday night or so. But we ended up exceeding that pretty well. The bartenders actually had to call more bartenders in before 9 o'clock because they were getting way busier than they normally were. It worked great for our area because our target public, we kind of targeted people in college, 21, younger people who like probably were studying, or not necessarily studying, drinking on Dead Week. And on a Thursday night when they had dollar wells and dollar beer, and got quite a few people to come out. So I put it on the Facebook page. All right, I'll pull up the Facebook page.
These were like the main promotion pages that we use. I'm sure you guys probably saw the Facebook page because I kept posting it like frequently. But basically I just advertise like the main details about it. Try to make it a little bit catchy, when, where, what it was. And then like I noted that you had to be 21 to get in there because that was one of the main things that the Verve highlighted.
But yeah, she posted all kinds of stuff down here with our flyer and everything, so.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty effective because it started some conversation.
And then Twitter page. We got 7 followers.
Not as effective.
Yeah. But everybody, most people in our group were following it, so we were retweeting it, so people were at least seeing it. I was tweeting about it. Christina tweeted about it. Yeah, everybody was tweeting.
I made an offer there. Nobody pushed me up on that.
And I was retweeting like the actual group's Twitter page, so because they'll tweet like every time they last week they raised. Go back. Last week they raised paid one lady's rent and stuff for that month because her medical bills made it unable for her to do that. So then there's Candace's flyer that was passed around. That was, I can't remember if I took that on the front of the Verve or not, but the Verve hung it up for us. They had it in their window.
They had it in the bathrooms too.
Yeah, they had it in their window, had it back by the bathroom. So.
We also made an announcement with the band. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Yeah, I did. The pictures didn't
sorry.
turn out very well,
Okay.
but we had Christina and Candace walking around and
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
the notorious jar
Yeah.
that we were shaking around all night.
Yeah, we
Is
did.
that drinking your hand?
Yes, that is. It's water.
No, it wasn't. But we gave the jar to Candace and Christina to try and make them walk around and talk to the drunk guys and see if they could get money from them. So, and it worked out.
It was honestly scary at first because I don't like to go up to people and be like, hey, give me money, please. But you know, after you explain to them what they're donating to, it's surprising. Girls were giving money to girls
Yeah, and then-
too. So.
And then one of her
Maybe
friends
more-
just took the bucket and was
Yeah.
walking around collecting money for us. So there's a picture that Shane took early in the night. That was probably.
That was me.
Yeah, sorry. Wrong
I can't
guy.
see it. They can turn off the
Yeah.
light.
It's not black or something. That was right at 9 o'clock. I was almost before people were charging, or before they were charging. So all the people in there didn't pay cover to get in, and they donated stuff after. But we probably would have made a little bit more if they would showed up a little later. There's our group. There's our group back. That's still pretty early on. I think,
Duckworth is lit.
It's a great time.
Tony, you had a couple drinks yourself?
So the bar gave us 100% of the cover, which is $5 per mail.
Hey, you turn the light back on? I'm sorry, guys.
And we also passed around a bucket to collect donations from other people that didn't pay the cover. But he entered the information in wrong. We
Yeah.
only made around $376
my fault.
for our event, which is still quite a bit of money towards them. So
Alright.
Okay, we were originally gonna go with Wounded Warrior, as we said earlier. We couldn't really find anybody to get in contact with, got on our website, found out that you have to be a registered donor to even have a fundraiser for them, and that costs $90. So we changed to this project instead. And location for the event, Kyle knew the bartender, like we already said, so that worked out pretty well, or else we wouldn't have been able to do it there. And myself, I talked to a few DJs, but Kyle told me that the bartender already found somebody for us, so we had live entertainment instead of, or a live band instead of a DJ, which ended up being better. So everything ended up working pretty well, and we were gonna do sidewalk chalk all over campus, but it had been kind of rainy, so that didn't work out well either.
It was nasty.
Yeah, it was a bad week for chalk. Yeah. Alright.
So what we learned and how we can improve from it is that no plan was perfect, obviously. As we said earlier, we lost our, we tried to get the Wounded Warrior project and that fell through because of money issues. And we went, a lot of planning, there was a lot that goes into the planning process that we had. We had to constantly adapt to all the changes, such as the organization that we originally had, and then finding just, instead of doing sidewalk talk because it was raining, we had to do just the Twitter and Facebook stuff. We had to be thrifty in our advertising because we had no money to spend, obviously. So, and then time for planning, we didn't have really a whole lot because we had to obviously change from that organization to this one. So if we had a little bit more time, it would have been better. But other than that, it's still pretty good.
And the lady at the Verve, I went back the next day. She actually didn't even make us stay until 3 a.m. She told us we could just come back and collect the money the next day. The next day when I came back, she said at the end of the night, she had like 2 people come up and ask if they'd be willing to host another fundraiser for another event at their bar, and she was like, yeah, bring them in. So that's it.